Vedic Anatomy, Chockalingam Pragasam, notionpress.com. Copyright Chockalingam Pragasam 2024. All rights reserved. This book has been published with all efforts taken to make the material error-free after the consent of the author. However, the author and the publisher do not assume and hereby disclaim any liability to any party for any loss, damage, or disruption caused by errors or omissions, whether such errors or omissions result from negligence, accident, or any other cause. While every effort has been made to avoid any mistake or omission, this publication is being sold on the condition and understanding that neither the author nor the publishers or printers would be liable in any manner to any person by reason of any mistake or omission in this publication, or for any action taken or omitted to be taken, or advice rendered or accepted on the basis of this work. Preface. The Vedic texts, traditionally thought to be the foundation of Hindu religion, Indian traditions, culture, and customs, faced a challenge in 1920 with the discovery of the advanced Indus Valley civilization. It is now believed that the Vedic texts predate the Indus Valley civilization timeline, and there is no evidence of gods, religion, or temples in the Indus Valley civilization, suggesting that these texts may not be linked to any specific religion, contrary to the notion of a distinct Vedic civilization. It is now understood as a continuation of the concealed Indus Valley civilization spread across the Indian subcontinent. The Indus Valley civilization's location extends beyond its initial discovery site, challenging previous assumptions. The process of religionization is thought to have commenced around the 9th century during the Chola dynasty. Artistic creations like the Nataraj statue and Bharatanatyam dance were associated with the Vedic texts, linking them to Hindu religion. Numerous temples were erected during this period. The Vedic texts, often criticized for references to the caste, Varna system, Sati system, and the suppression of women, have been interpreted as contributing to these societal practices. The Sati system, wherein widows were compelled or volunteered to self-immolate on their husband's funeral pyres, resulted in tragic consequences due to misinterpretations of Vedic texts. Widows faced restrictions such as being forbidden from adorning flowers in their hair and wearing the pottu or kumkum mark on their foreheads. Under the misconception of Vedic texts, in Tamil, this is expressed as கணவனை இழந்தவருக்கு பூவும் பொட்டும் எதற்கு. The Vedic gods are said to symbolize specific human organs, and their stories explain the functions of these organs. Medicinal plant references in the text are believed to be relevant to the locations and conditions mentioned in the stories. Interpreting Puranic stories as explanations of human organ functions aligns with compatibility, while considering them as societal tales results in inconsistencies. The Vedic texts conceptualize the human body as a microcosm of the universe, with its organs representing elements of the geographical expanse. This perspective forms the basis of Vedic anatomy, explored in both English and Tamil languages. In an earnest attempt, connections are made between human organs, deities, and organ functions within the realm of Vedic anatomy. Chockalingam Pragasam, author. Introduction. The Indus Valley civilization of India, which is more than 5,000 years old, came to light for the first time through excavations conducted in Harappa and Mohenjo-daro between 1861 and 1920. A full report on this was revealed only in 1999. It has taken more than 5,000 years for facts about this civilization to come out in the open. By then, many unbelievable developments had taken place in the world. Religion, races, and castes were created. These have been accepted and practiced by most of the people. This is a mistake born out of grave ignorance. It was only in 1819 that the caves of Ajanta and Ellora, believed to have been created in the 2nd century, were discovered by an English army officer and made known to the world. It takes hundreds or thousands of years for so many truths to come out into the world like this. This includes the Keeladi excavation, which is currently underway in Tamil Nadu. Today's Indians are descended from the ancient Indus Valley civilization of India. At that time, India was not as fragmented as it is today. India may have been ruled by many chieftains or divided into small kingdoms. However, it remained a unified Indian subcontinent. India, Nepal, Bhutan, Pakistan, and Bangladesh are integral parts of the Indus Valley civilization of India. The descendants of the Indus Valley civilization still live in many parts of the world today. They are all the same race, though they are differentiated by many religions. History says that the denizens of the Indus Valley civilization did not know what religions and castes were. There is no evidence of the existence of religion and caste at that time to date. It is a stark fact that religions and castes were created later. Not all Indians living in India today have descended from the Indus Valley civilization. Over the last 5,000 years, India has witnessed many invasions and occupations. Those who entered India at that time and those who took refuge here cannot be said to have descended from the Indus Valley civilization. Traditional Indians who migrated to other countries are also descendants of the Indus Valley civilization. Harappa and Mohenjo-daro are the monuments of the Indus Valley civilization and are the sources of culture for the entire Indian subcontinent. It has also been the gateway to trade with Westerners. Even today, footprints of this trading can be seen among the people of Gujarat and Rajasthan. The evidence of this culture has been buried in the soil and displaced by the earthquakes there. In many places on Indian soil, these traces are yet to be uncovered. It is during this culture that the 4 Vedas, particularly Rig, Yajur, Sama, and Atharva, must have been created. It is my firm opinion that these are not religious and caste texts. We need to know what the truths of the 4 Vedas are. Many Puranic stories have also been created based on the 4 Vedas. These stories will be known to most Indians. It is not possible to say with certainty that these 4 Vedas and Puranic stories were originally created in Sanskrit. The Sanskrit language is also considered to have descended from the Indo-European language that entered India from the northwest of the Indian subcontinent. It is also believed that Sanskrit was created by incorporating the color of Indian soil, including other languages of the Indian soil. I do not accept that the Vedas and Puranas were created in Sanskrit only. The reason is that Lord Muruga, who is known as the Tamil god, is not found in Sanskrit. Vedas and Puranas in the Vedic period. Vedic culture is believed to have existed between 1500 BC and 500 BC. The Vedas are believed to have composed over a period of 5,000 years, but it is now considered that these works could be from an older period. The Vedas and Puranas may have been transcribed from the oral to written form between 1500 BC and 500 BC, or may have been accepted in other languages and disseminated orally. This can also be called oral language and rumor. Vadanti or Vadanti in Sanskrit means told or call or said. The same word Vadanti in Tamil presently or predominantly means rumor or spreading of falsehood or information. The word Vadanti in Tamil can be split into 3 parts: Va, Ta, Ti. Va is vai, meaning mouth. Tan is Tanda, meaning give or given. And Ti or Ti, meaning fire in Tamil. Vadanti can be interpreted as vai tandati. Fire will spread according to the flow of wind in different directions on the surface of land or earth. The human mouth cannot spread fire, but it can spread words of goodness or evil called rumors. These words can spread across the globe like wildfire. This is exactly what was meant and adopted by the ancient system called Guru Shishya Parampara, teacher-student tradition, where the Guru recites and Shishyas repeat as recited by the Guru. This tradition was how knowledge was spread in those ancient days. Even now, it exists in some pockets. Thus, the Guru Shishya Parampara refers to the system of spreading knowledge through word of mouth within a group or across the surface of land. Rumors about the Vedas and Puranas must have spread like wildfire. Om. Lead me from falsehood to truth, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. Hinduism's, or more correctly, the Hindu culture's aspiration is best expressed in the above mantra or saying. Every person must try to understand and differentiate truth from falsehood and light from darkness. Is it practiced in this present world? If it is, then is it practiced today? Are we not supposed to find the truth? But what do? We allow or empower other people to find the truth on our behalf and tell us about it, which we accept unequivocally because we do not have time. This situation is being largely exploited and exposes us only to limited and manipulated knowledge. கற்றது கைமண்ணளவு, கல்லாதது உலகளவு. What we learn is just the tip of the iceberg. What is not learned is about the size of the globe. We also forget that learning as icebergs melt easily. The true meaning of the above mantra can be best understood in the later chapters of this book. The lyrics below come to my mind. மெய்யுடை ஒருவன் சொல்ல மாட்டாமையினால் பொய் போலுமே பொய் போலுமே. Because one who is real but is not able to say, it's like lying, it's like lying. It means that a person's truth might seem like lie because of his inability to express the truth as truth. பொய்யுடை ஒருவன் சொல்ல வன்மையினால் மெய் போலுமே மெய் போலுமே. Because one who is not real but capable with this power of lying to say it looks like it's true, it looks like it's true. It means that a deceitful person's lie might seem like truth because of his ability to express the lies as truth. Do we have to accept anything and everything at face value? Are we not entitled to accept something after a clear understanding of it? Have we ever analyzed our understanding of the 4 Vedas and the related Puranic stories? Are we blindly following ancient concepts that have been passed down to us by our forefathers? The Indus Valley civilization is an ancient civilization of the Indian subcontinent. It is supposed to be one among 4 ancient civilizations. Many call this Indian civilization Indian or Hindu culture and later changed it to Hinduism or Hindu religion. Culture is a broad term that covers many aspects and may refer to a society's way of life. Hinduism refers only to a particular religion or restricted concept that is narrow and does not represent a civilization or society. Hindu, said to be derived from Sindhu, is pronounced as Hindu, and both represent the geographical location of the Indus Valley civilization. Thus, Indus and Sindhu culture can be called Hindu culture. But Hindu culture does not mean Hinduism and the Hindu religion because of later's narrower application. To me, Hindu or Hindu culture referring to a way of life based on geographical location, and Hinduism, the religion, are 2 different paths. Many are unable to differentiate between the two. The Indian subcontinent initially consisted of many kingdoms, including Nepal and Bhutan. India has emerged as a democracy, uniting as many as 565 princely states. Later, Pakistan was created as a separate nation from India. Then again, Bangladesh separated from Pakistan. Within India, many states were created based on divisions of language and not on geographical location. Within the states, further divisions were made over the years. These are indications that we are moving further and further away from the reality of one. Human beings created religion for their own benefit, and each religion is further divided into many segments. But these religious segments, deviations or divisions, could not create humanness or oneness, as described in the Rig Veda. The Guru Shishya, teacher-student tradition of Indus or Hindu culture, was introduced to guide human beings to understand the truth about knowledge. Have the Gurus passed down the truth as it is and made us understand the truth? Have we, the students, understood this truth from them correctly, or are we just following them blindly? How many people who read the Vedas and Puranas today understood their meaning? How can those who read without understanding the meaning tell others what they have read? How will they explain them? All they know is that the Puranas and related works are religious texts. This is where the diversion begins. Here, I am reminded of the story. The elephant and the four blind men taught in Indian schools to teach young students about the concept of perception. As the story goes, there were four blind men in a village, blind from birth. They did not know what an elephant looked like, but had heard about the animal from other people. One day, they heard that an elephant had come to a nearby temple where celebrations were going on. They decided to go and see the elephants themselves. Since they could not see with their eyes, they decided to touch and feel the elephant to see what it looked like. The first blind man, who was standing near its tail, touched the elephant's tail and announced that the elephant looked like a rope. The second man, who was standing near its stomach, felt its stomach and declared that the elephant looked like a big pot. The third person, who was standing near the elephant's leg, felt its leg and announced that the elephant looked like a pillar. The fourth person raised his hand, touched the elephant's ear, and claimed that the elephant looked like a mat. The moral of the story is that one perceives a particular thing from where one happens to be standing. The saddest part is that they do not probe or verify the whole, even though opportunities are given to them. This is exactly what has happened in the case of Vedic and related texts. Vedas are the foundation on which Hindu culture was created, but not Hinduism. Hinduism, the religion, came later and claims to be founded on the Vedas. Today, Hinduism has deviated far from Vedic and related texts due to its non-compatibility with certain references to the caste system and social issues. Vedic texts do not divide society according to the varnas of the caste system, whereas Hinduism has done that on the pretext that they exist in the Vedic texts. Vedic texts do not advocate sati in the society, whereas Hinduism advocated it on the pretext that it exists in Vedic texts. Sati means that when a husband dies, his wife will be placed on the pyre and burnt along with him. In Tamil, it is called Udankattai Yerudal. Vedic texts do not belittle women in society, whereas Hinduism does so. Vedic texts do refer to these matters, but not in the manner meant by Hinduism. Hinduism has looked into different angles and has given a different meaning to it. In what way? Later chapters will throw light on these interpretations or misinterpretations. Vedas contain innumerable truths and information which we have not identified or understood in the correct perspective. As the Vedas were passed down orally from generation to generation, their true color changed, and the current interpretation is far from the actual intention with which Vedas were created. Moreover, the present generation is reluctant to analyze the facts that have been received. We have lost opportunities to utilize information that has been painfully researched, gathered, and preserved by our forefathers to benefit us, the descendants. அகர முதல எழுத்தெல்லாம் ஆதி பகவன் முதற்றே உலகு. A is the first and the source of all letters. In the same way, God, கடவுள், or ஆண்டவன், is considered as the first and the source of the entire world. So says the couplet, written by the great Indian Tamil poet Thiruvalluvar, who was believed to have lived in 300 BC in Tamil Nadu, India. There is always a dispute about the existence of God. Thiruvalluvar's use of the word Bhagavan can be interpreted in many ways. For some, it means God Almighty, one God for all humanity. For some, it means the God of their choice, Ishtadevada. For some, it means early father or cell, Anu or Manu, of the human race. And for some, it means the father of the poet, Thiruvalluvar. The poet is said to have lived about 2000 years ago when religion was not heard of. Religion and the temples came into existence only after the 9th century. Then, what was he referring to as God, Kadavul, Andavan, Bhagavan, etc. before the 9th century? What is the truth? Egam sat vipra bahutta vadanti. Truth is one, but sages call it by many names. Rig Veda. The Rig Veda has attempted to clear the confusion by declaring that there is one only. But which one is correct? Is it God Almighty, or father of the poet, or an early progenitor known as Anu or Manu of humans? Many Puranic stories have been created based on the 4 ancient Vedas, namely Rig, Yajur, Sama, and Atharva, and have been in existence for a long time. Among them, there are 18 Mahapuranas, which are more important than other sub-Puranas. The Vedas and Puranas have mentioned the existence of many gods, which is against the spirit of the above saying. We face now plural or multiple against one. What is true? This book does not intend to discuss the existence of God as we know it at present, but will focus its attention on the reasons for the creation of such gods. To understand the true color, teachings and truths of the Hindu culture and the Indus Valley culture, let us begin our journey through the mountains of the Himalayas and its rivers. We will also travel through the plains in which the river passed through and the other mountains of the Indian subcontinent.